Well, hello, YouTube. How y'all doing tonight? Glad you came by. And I'll try not to do this and cause my camera on my laptop to jiggle too much. Thank you for coming over from Gina's raid. I was over there for a while. Kaylee, first in the house, of course. Um, she's not here yet. She saw my reminder. Meant to be RVing. Thank you, Teresa. Um, Came in to say hello. I know you've got an appointment. I sure wish I could stay. If you're on when we're done, I'll be over. Great. I would love to have you. And I really would like to, when you have time next week, because I certainly don't want to add anything to your plate. I would like to figure out how to do the overlays on my little business here. So anyway, Jason Bates, hello. You are new to me, I think. I'm going to write down some names as we go along tonight that I'm not familiar with so that I can come back and see you, because that is how we do it here. And I'm going to put my phone out of the way. Kaylee is in the house now. Thank you, my dear. Casual Girl Adventures, hello to you. You know, I was up here one other time today. RVDJ, I'm sorry I could not get over there. I uploaded three or four things this afternoon, and so I completely got overwhelmed. Hello, Jerry Hawley. Thank you for coming by. I think it's the first time you might have stopped by my house. So welcome. Welcome. I hope you have coffee or some other beverage of your choice, all of you. Mine is coffee, because see, normally I'm in bed about 7 o'clock. Looking at other people's videos and giving them some feedback. I know it's 10 p.m. where you're at. It's 10 p.m. for you, Kaylee, Jerry, and I believe also for Teresa. Yep. And hello, Van Life Rocks. I'm very glad you came by. I was a little bit unprepared, only because of my own self. As it said, I'm filling in for Whoa Nellie, and I kind of put it in the back of my brain where there's a lot of stuff. And I was working on 3 different projects that I needed to get uploaded. And I forgot until a few hours ago. Fordman, aka Kennethoaks, welcome back. Thank you for coming back tonight. So when she said she needed a little help, I'm like, okay, I'll do it. And I do everything in my physical power to not ever go back on my word. And so when I say I'll do it, I do it, unless there's some real serious reason I can't. So I picked up some coffee out of my little machine over there, and it will prop me up. All right. I made some in between. I made some potato soup. It's not homemade. It's called semi-homemade. I get these beautiful packets of, it's called farm something, and then I add my own stuff to it. Green chilies, corn. There's green chilies, corn, some carrot shreds, some green onion. It's going to be really good when I'm done with this. But of course, I'm the only one who cooks. Okay. I'm the only one who cooks, and he doesn't have his phone yet because it's sitting by me, so he's eating the soup. Just saying. So anyways, and I also want to thank everybody for coming on the spur of the moment on Monday night to see my interview with Camper Van Kevin. I was very excited, very, very happy. He's been trying to get on my show for weeks, and he has hadn't had the internet capacity until Monday night. And when he said, "Can you do it now?" I'm like, "You bet I can do it now." Got myself up off my bed. Damn hair. Oh God, that's going to drive me crazy. And went to work. So nice that my job is right here in my house. Anyway, so I thought about what I might like to talk about. First, how's everybody doing? I know you just came from Gina's show. You're pumped up. You're excited. I'm going to learn. Oh, God. Well, let's turn that down. My phone. I'm going to learn how to add some sound, some overlays to make I have an idea of how I would like my screen to look. And my hero for that is not available right now, and that's okay because I don't like to put pressure on anybody. So when she has time, she'll help me and I'll get it done. So Ida thought tonight about, I was just quickly trying to go over in my head, do we just want to sit and talk? Do we want to, see what everybody's doing? Which is great. Thank you, Kaylee. It was a fun interview. I actually started to cry. That is how much, he's like a star to me. I've got a few people that I get emotional over, and Kevin is one of them. And I think he's just awesome, awesome, awesome. Going on 70,000 friends. I can't imagine that. I'm right away from almost at 1,200. I'm at 1,088 right now. And huh? No, not while I'm on live stream. Thank you, though, honey. Thank you. Here's your phone. And so I was thinking about what to do tonight, and I came up with an idea of just talking about channel development. It's something that most all of us can learn more and more about. And there's a woman that I have been following her channel for a while she has over 100,000 subscribers. I'm going to use that word because it's a fact. That's what YouTube calls them. If they're her subscribers. And that's a boatload. And she's done it in like a year, something like that. It's crazy amount of time. Her name is Gillian Perkins. I have it written down here. And, a couple of things that she talks about, 3 things before we ever get started to understand for ourselves is why we even want to, because sometimes people do it for lots of different reasons. But number 1, to find out what you're passionate about, because if we get a channel based on something we don't even really care about or know about. Now, granted, I didn't know anything about RV. And so we're coming into this as newbies, but I'm passionate about it and I want to learn about it. And so Jillian Perkins, yes. And if you want to drop her link, Kaylee, that would be great because she's who I got some of this information from. So number 1, to find out what you're passionate about, because there may be 3 or 4 or 5 or 25 ideas in our head. I had a couple, and then I really narrowed it down. That doesn't mean I can't talk about some different things occasionally. A Carpe Diem RV style. Thank you for coming. Very, very grateful. So the other thing is, we might be doing it to make connection with people. I know Gina, Van Life from Gina Rocks, Gina has talked about on her channel how it helped get her out of her shell. She was kind of isolated, and it helped her make connection with people. That's a great example of one of the reasons I'm not saying that's why you started it, but it did give you a place to connect with other people. And then the other one is there are people who think, they've been watching YouTube for a while and they think, I want to make a living out of this. And there's the Modern King, my son Brent. They think I want to make a living out of this. And so, and there's our birds. Thank you, Kaylee. So they do some research and they think, yep, that's it for me. I'm going to blah, 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 and it's going to make a living for me. And it can, it's making a full-time living for her. So that's one of the reasons she's very laid back. She's very professional, very laid back, and all of her stuff is together. Completely unlike me. I'm full of anxiety every time I sit in front of this camera. I do not know why, but I am. So a couple of topics that she said to consider. So the first topic she said to consider is the whole issue of being passionate about something. So I'm passionate about RVing, about getting on the road. It's okay. So wouldn't have had to be an RV even if I had a healthy back. Since I need to stand up, I need an RV. That's all there is to it. So I had to narrow down the focus that the RV community, the van life community. If I could stand up in a van like Gina's, if I had a van like Gina's, it would be fine. I just have to be able to stand up. I've had 12 back surgeries. Richard's going on about his 6th or 7th, and I've had both knees replaced, as has he. Yes, we should be bionic people by now. That's what I was thinking too. This should be the bionic woman show. Shoot. Even though it's nighttime, I'm gonna try and stay focused on a good mouth and not a bad mouth. So making sure, as narrow as focus as you can. And that's hard for me because I'm a big tent person. I like all people, nice people. I'm not a fan of people who bully and abuse others. Okay. I'm not a fan of that. And that soup's going to be great if you in fact have some of it. and so I'm passionate about people. I enjoy people. So that's number one thing. And so the second thing was to be clear why and what value we bring to our subscribers. Why does somebody want to come and watch me? Why does somebody want to come and watch Gillian Perkins? Well, first of all, she's a gorgeous young lady. I'm not a gorgeous young lady. But I love what I'm doing. And why do we like to go watch Gina Payne earlier tonight? Because it's full of energy. Gina rocks the house. She brings a lot of excitement and hope. I find that most of the people that I watch are people who bring hope. It just came to me, actually, as I was talking that through. So might be a good idea to talk your channel through to other people. Maybe not to people, just blurt it out like I just did, but yeah, that makes sense to me. So what value is my channel to someone else? Hopefully at some point in time, I'm able to be useful in a way that I wouldn't have been, obviously, if I'd not been on here. So being able to help other people. And as I learn more, I will be helpful to other people. And I do try. So one of the things, if you don't know, let me say this up front. If you don't know somebody on here, and I have a feeling we all know each other, please, go to their channel, check them out, give them a thumbs up. And if you don't like their video, which you need to watch a video and leave a pertinent comment to what you just watched, decide if you want to leave that thumbs up. Maybe you don't. That's how I've been doing it. I give a thumbs up when I come into the house so that I don't forget, because I am, I'm almost 59. On October 2nd, I'll be 59. And I forget things once in a while. And so I do the thumbs up immediately. And someone else recommended that. It's not original to me. I wish. And then if I like it, which there is never, I'm serious. There have been a few boring videos, but there's never been a video I could not find something in it that I couldn't take away from. And it's because I go find people, channels that have stuff I'm interested in. RVing, cooking. I love cooking channels, by the way, because, by the way, you still cook when you're out on the road. I'm lovely on the inside. Well, thank you so much, Carpe Diem. I very much appreciate that. Very much. Gillian Perkins makes videos instructing others how to create a channel and enhance it. She does, and that's who I've been watching a bit. I've actually watched several of her videos, and I've been meaning to do this, but somehow I get sidetracked. Okay, so figuring out what value I bring. What value do you bring to your community? Kaylee brings tremendous value to my community. Personally, she is my number one moderator. She actually goes out and does research, and she looks things up. I don't even ask her to, and she'll send me an email, or a text message that says so-and-so's on. If I've missed it, like today, I was working for hours on videos, and I get a text message from her, and she informs me that so-and-so was on, And she did that twice today. And I jumped over to their channels. And so she is a value, not just to me, by the way, she's a value to the other channels as well, because she prompted me to go give them a thumbs up and put some time in there. Of course, Kaylee. And then RVDJ, check out the Traveling Robert Burn Up the Roads. Here's why I got started. Traveling Robert. Yes, I know who Traveling Robert is. And yes, ma'am, he's very inspirational to many people. So thank you and if you want to drop his link, Kaylee, if you have a wrench, let's see, who else? Is there anybody besides Kaylee that has a wrench? I think Teresa's gone. Oh, how about I'm going to add Van Life Rocks as a moderator. If you don't want to be a moderator, just say so. And we'll go with the RVDJ too. And I add RVDJ as a moderator. I don't want to bug everybody. So thank you, Sonia. That it's going to be very helpful to have a couple more moderators. Otherwise, Kaylee's going to be very, very busy. Yes, she does. It's just some people are made to do this. I like to be a moderator, and what I like to do is welcome people. If I go into a chat, I don't want to get off topic because I really want to talk about this, but if I go into a chat, even if I'm late, I almost always say hello to everybody in the room. I start out with whose chat it is. Then I go down the moderators and get the moderators out of the way. And then I start at the top of the chat and I go down. And you know why I do this? Because Blue Wave Bob taught me to. And if you want to drop, somebody wants to drop Blue Wave Odyssey, it's Blue Wave Odyssey. If you want to drop his link, I love that because he's the one who taught me how to do some of this stuff, most all of this stuff. Matilda McIntyre, welcome to you. Welcome from SoCal. Glad you're here. We're just talking about starting a YouTube channel. Now, I think most of us are past some of this, but it's always good to go back, I think, over it because some of this, I just jumped right into wanting to have a gigantic channel. So we've covered the reasons why, passion, want to make it a job, make a job out of YouTube, want to make connections with other people. Those are usually the three top reasons. So to be clear about the value that your channel brings to the community, and that's really important. That's very important. And then third thing, brainstorm a bunch of video topics. She said 100, but brainstorm a bunch of video topics. And there's a couple of reasons that completely makes sense on that, is that you'll always have ideas and you can kind of sort through and see what seems to be your best idea. You can also see if you're kind of going way afar. So if you ever see me on here and I've got something about ancient aliens, it's way outside the realm of what I'm trying to do. I will never bring on a topic about ancient aliens. My bangs are not crooked. Dang it. This is dry. I swear to God, I have a cowlick right there. And it's just, today has been a horrible day. So, camping therapy. Welcome. Doreen, stopping in for a short visit. Hello, everyone. Thank you for stopping in. I appreciate it. I know it's basically the middle of the night. And honestly, you're 3 hours ahead of me. I would have been in bed already. Generally, I'm in bed by 7 o'clock watching videos. So let's see here. Our Carpe Diem RV style. There are a great amount of RV channels out there that uplift about the RV lifestyle. And there are some that are all about them and some who do nothing but complain. Yep. And yep. Absolutely. So I will tell you that it's So the more channels, so the more, one of the problems that I'm running into now that I have nearly 1,200 friends, I have 1,188 friends, and I have 1,300 watch hours. So I can see 4,000 now. I couldn't see 4,000 watch hours in the beginning. It just, I'll be honest, it made no sense how I would ever get there. And now it's coming down the line and I see it and I get butterflies when I think about it. It's not because I believe I'm going to become some YouTube star or because I'm going to make $1,000,000, but anytime I've ever set out to do something, I've accomplished everything I've ever set out to do. I'm a pretty driven person. And if I like it, I can put a lot of energy into it. So I like it. Let's see, Doreen just got off the phone with my son. I'm going to try eating vegan for 2 weeks. It's a challenge. We're both going to eat a vegan lunch tomorrow. I've been watching some keto stuff, and I have, in the last couple weeks, I've lost about 8 pounds. And because during this whole COVID craziness, I gained weight back that I'd lost, like 30 pounds of it, and I can't do that. I need to get that back off. And so I have lost 8 pounds. And I don't really, not really talking about it because when I talk about it, I get anxious about if I'm going to lose 2 more pounds, or if I'm going to lose 5 more pounds, or if I'm going to lose any. I know how to do it, and I'm doing it. So I don't know why I just said that, but it came out of my mouth. Oh, it's Doreen's fault. I think, if it works for you, that's great. If I was given a choice, and I will come back to my list of things, I promise. Sometimes I prefer to eat vegan. Although I use butter. I would never use margarine. I've used margarine in my life. I've looked at the stuff. If it doesn't melt under heat, I don't think it should be in my body, if you know what I'm saying. So, oh, high cholesterol, yes. So I got all my blood work back and I'm great, if you can even imagine it. There's only one thing that's a little bit elevated, and it's triglycerides. And I'm so in, I think it's 4 more months, I'll go have them rechecked, but I suspect they'll be back down. Oh, God. All right. You just reminded me of something, Doreen. Thank you. RX times 2. All right. Oh, yeah. I don't like greasy foods. I am not a greasy food girl. My mother my aunt cooked a lot for us because she lived with us. I'm so sorry, Doreen. Really, I'm so sorry. I understand how that is. About 10 years ago, mine was really bad too. And I over the period of about 5 years, I lost 100 pounds on my own. I didn't do it with Weight Watchers. I didn't do it with anything else. I lost 100 pounds on my own, and it did change my blood work. It did change my blood work. However, my blood work was never horrible, So anyways, good luck with that, because there is some great stuff that is vegan. When we I don't know if y'all remember when there was the mad cow thing that happened several years ago. For a year, I don't think we ate. I think I might have fixed some meat for my dad, but you couldn't pay me to put beef in my mouth, especially ground beef. It wasn't going into this throat and into my stomach. I could not do it. And so we ate a lot of other stuff. I ate a lot of other stuff. So anyways, to be clear about what we're doing, and if we bring a value, what it is, if it's just entertainment to people, if there's a knowledge that we have that we want to pass on, like I'm learning. So I watch people that are already got their rigs, people that are already camping. That's what I do. And there's a giant value in that. A giant value in that. So then the next thing, the brainstorming, Oh, choosing our equipment. And she points out, and rightfully so, that our cameras, in most cases, our cameras are absolutely sufficient. That our cameras are, modern cameras. I have a Samsung of some sort. That they are sufficient to have proper lighting. Now, I don't have great lighting. I've got a light right here. For some reason, it won't come on. And it is plugged in. If anybody's thinking, did she plug in the light? She is a blonde. And yes, this is a fairly natural color. Fairly natural. It's plugged in. And I was going to ask my son for some help, but he seemed upset because I had him going in two different directions at one time. As I noticed, he's not even on here tonight. I don't see Richard either. What company still burn up the roads? What company still? Sure. Let me go through a couple more of these. And then if you want to, I've just got a couple more to go through. And then if you want to come up, what I'm going to do is I'll drop a link because I know it takes a few minutes. And then you can come up. Or you could come up now and we could just talk about this stuff. It's good to talk about it no matter what. So I dropped a link for Doreen. Hello, Richard. There's hubby, Richard Lake. Hello, other room. Camping with Clammy. Oh, walking the spirit zone. Well, welcome. Thank you for coming over here. I believe you were in here earlier today. I'm filling in for Nellie RV Adventures. You've got if you haven't watched her, watch her. She is wonderful. Got an excellent channel. And then we've also got Camping with Clammy. Welcome to you. And let me make sure I haven't missed anybody else. All right. So tell me when you're ready, Doreen. All righty.
Wait, speaking of lighting, I'm like looking at mine. I'm like bright, harsh light.
Yeah, that's how I'm feeling right now. And it's really messing with me. It's messing with my bangs.
I just have this pole lamp next to me, so maybe I can lay it down. Well, is that better or worse?
Put it back up and let me see, because your glasses are really
a glare on my glasses.
I think it's better up.
I mean, it's a pole lamp.
Well, this lady suggests that for lighting, people get one of those tall stand lights that have like 3 or 4 lights on them that you can adjust.
That's maybe a little better.
Yeah, no, that's better than the way you just had it a minute ago. Okay. And I used to have one of those pole lamps that she was talking about. And I got rid of it because it was ugly. I need to find a better one. And then, so I'm going to just share a few more and you can tell me what you think. So choosing the equipment, it really isn't a big deal. We've got cameras and all of our modern day cameras, we've all got phones and all modern day cameras have phones. I still don't know how to do that, Doreen. How do you do that?
I have stop cam light. The stop cam button. I'm trying a different light.
Okay. All right. I'll just keep talking. Okay. So the other thing is,
is that better?
Yeah, I think that might be better.
Oh, it's still on my glasses.
Yeah, it's still on your glasses.
It's because it's a ceiling light.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. All right. I'll go back. Hold on.
Okay. So doing a schedule for uploads, for live streams, if you're going to do live streams, so that there's some continuity and people start looking for your stuff. Now, there's a debate about how many times a week you should be uploading. She said once a week, and I think with the light on is better.
I'm trying.
That's all right. It's okay. And Kaylee, by the way, it's fine, sweetie. I know you'll be back as soon as you can. RVDJ, I have to go. I have a GoPro knockoff that works just as well. I wasn't paying $500. Okay, so we have a GoPro knockoff too, and I haven't used it. Richard,
I've only used my phone.
I always use my phone. My phone is it's in my hand all the time. It is literally, it's too much. I would be really in a bad way mentally if something happened to my phone and I couldn't get another one quick.
So I had a little tripod, like the little 10-inch one with the legs that bend around stuff. And I took it to my camper the other day to do the like Steve Turtle thing. And I put my phone on it and then I tried to turn it and it snapped and broke off. So I had to put my cup, I was in my tiny camper, so I had to put my cup up on top of my little mini fridge and then lean my phone against the cup. And that's how I filmed it.
Oh, you got to do what
I did
you
order
do.
a new one. I ordered a new tripod, but I will be more careful from now on. So I'm sorry, I totally interrupted you. You were talking about what? Growing your channel?
Well, not really. So it will lead to growing, obviously, because if you have a solid channel base if we have a solid channel in what we're doing, it's a better chance that our channel will grow. That's the idea. So some of the things that she recommended first of all, was thinking about why you even want to do it, whether it's just you have a topic you're passionate about, if you just want to make connection with people, or if you want to do it as a career. And she said she never envisioned doing it as a career, and now she has 100,000 followers and she is doing it as a career. So that it is.
Who is she?
Her name is, and Kaylee dropped the link for her in here earlier. Her name is Gillian Perkins.
Okay.
And
I've never heard of her.
Yeah, very young lady, does great videos on how to develop a YouTube channel. It's not just about growing, it's about developing it. And so this is kind of going back to basics for many people. But so the first thing was figure out why we want to do it, and then talk and to brainstorm a bunch of videos. Like she recommends 100, just to have titles, so that if you were thinking on the spur of the moment, like tonight, like I had told Nellie I would do their fill in for them, and so I worked on 3 uploads I needed to get done today. And I kind of put it in the back of my head, forgot about it. And then I was sitting here and I go, oh my gosh, I have got to get ready for that show. And did a thumbnail for it, got it uploaded. And then I was sitting here thinking, what am I going to talk about tonight? And I thought about her because I really enjoy listening to her. And so I thought I would bring just a few of her ideas. And so that's what it was. So the brainstorming, choosing equipment, knowing that you've probably got equipment right there. So we've got we've got a couple knockoffs of the little camera. And then scheduling was one of her other things that she talked about, because people get used to seeing us and we get used to being there, so to speak. I had forgotten to do a couple of uploads I needed to do. There was other things in my life this week that kind of just swooped in and took over.
I'm frozen. Am I frozen?
No, you're not frozen.
Oh, I'm looking at the YouTube side and it wasn't moving.
Oh.
I was like, I'm moving and it's not moving. Okay.
That happens on my phone sometimes. I try not to even watch my phone when I'm doing this. So there it is. Carpe diem. We at least try to stick to upload time than a set day schedule. Yeah. So my normal times for doing this are Monday and Thursdays. And I'm supposed to be starting one on Sunday. That's just a fun game one. And Kaylee said they see you here just fine. Yes, RVDJ, it does just happen, but
it was my fault.
What, dear?
It was my fault. I was on the wrong screen.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so that's a problem, making sure that I get things done in a timely manner, because there is a lot of people, unfortunately, that I it's not that I answer to, but I live within a network of people, a home, a house. We have things done, things that we have to do and whatnot. So it's all time consuming. So what would you say, Doreen, about on the channel side of things? We're both newer, so to speak. What do you think is useful to you?
One thing I've noticed, I was thinking about it today, and I can't really pinpoint anybody, any channel in particular, which I wouldn't even want to do. But I just joined this community in May. And I started with my punch needle.
Yep.
Well, in May, I didn't even have content. So then I started the punch needle embroidery. And then in June, I started the camping one. And I was thinking about it today because I'm kind of like, you get addicted to these live streams.
Yes.
And you get addicted to helping. I wouldn't say addicted to helping, but you feel like you have to watch everybody's channel because you have to help them and you have to help them grow. And so I just started like thinking about this, yesterday and today, that I just see a lot of, I have to grow, I have to grow, I have to grow, I have to get to 1,000. And I'm not saying this is how I feel. I'm just saying I'm noticing it a lot on channels. You got to do this playlist. You got to, this one needs a playlist. That one needs a playlist. Everybody needs to watch them. You got to get them to 1,000. And everybody's like pushing. And it's like, where's the fun anymore? You know, and they're not making big bucks. No. So I don't understand what the rush is to get there, because they're not getting rich,
No.
And I just don't want to lose personally. I don't. And I might, when I get close to 1,000 and 4,000 hours, I might feel the same way. Right now, I don't. And I hope I don't get to where I feel that way, because I just want to enjoy it and share what I want to share. And I don't want it to become work and something that I am constantly worried about. You know what I mean? Like, I look at my numbers, but I couldn't tell you if my number went up or down since yesterday or the day before or last week. I know it's went up since last week, but I can't sit there and say I lost 3 subscribers yesterday, because I don't know. I don't know. And if I lose them, I lose them. There's not a darn thing I can do about it. So why should I stress over it? I have enough to stress about. And I just don't want to. I don't want to get like that. I hope I don't get like that. And I don't know. I don't want to offend anybody, but do you get what I'm saying? It's like, I don't want to be about always growing. I just want to share.
Sure.
And I lost a thought. I was thinking, but I think, like, so here was my thought yesterday. If you didn't know these people that are in this community, and you didn't subscribe to them because they subscribe to you, and I'm not watching the chat, so I don't really know if anybody's replying, but you don't know the people, and you don't know who is subscribing to you.
Right.
My subscription list of who I'm subscribed to is private, because that was recommended to me to do that.
Me too.
So nobody knows who I'm subbed to and who I'm not. How many of those channels and how many of those videos would you watch if you didn't know those people and you weren't trying to help the channel, and you just were watching it because you wanted to watch it?
Because of the topic?
Because of the topic.
Okay.
Because it was entertaining you, or it was something you wanted to learn about. How many of those channels would you really, if you were just doing it for yourself? Like I said, you never met these people. You were never in a chat with them. You didn't know them from Adam. How many of those would you really be sitting and watching? Because mine would be very few.
Okay, well, I can tell you that I'm not able to do it as much now because I've turned on the heat on my own channel. Because if I can't grow my channel if I'm spending 10 hours a day in somebody else's, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So there's so many though. It's like that I love. I genuinely enjoy. I love watching videos. And right now, watching videos of people that aren't in the community, because already I've got those subscribers. Okay, got those friends. And now, in order, I'm having to continue, or someone comes and watches mine, like I'll get 5. I've gotten an average of 2 to 5 a day of people that I didn't go see their stuff first. They came to me. And so I am obligated in my own mind with my ethics that I do owe them a watch of their stuff just to see if it's something I'm interested in. And so I end up, needing some extra time at the end of the day to go check out those videos as well. I always watch, for the most part, I love watching Roy and Becky in the morning. When I'm up early enough, daydream about nice things, which he got a Bob Wells interview today. Bob Wells was on. If you didn't get to see
part of that.
Good interview. If you want to go back and take a look at it, Kaylee, if you could drop Gary's link, please. It's well worth watching.
But I've heard people say, I've heard multiple people say they don't watch the big channels because they only want to help the small channels grow. Well, what if the big channel is something that you're interested in? Like, I watch Less Junk, More Journey. They don't know if I'm even there. They don't watch my videos. They don't comment. I might watch Bob Wells. I might watch Nomadic Fanatic. But some people will not watch a big channel because they're only trying to help the small channel. And I think that, I don't know, they're just in a different place than I am. I want to watch it because I want to watch it, not because of what it's going to do for somebody or, I mean, I'm not saying I don't want to help people grow, because I do. I don't want to come off that way. It's just, I want to watch it because I want to watch it.
Sure. So I watch, there's 2 channels that I watch that are gigantic channels. They're well over 100,000. One is Eamon and Beck. And these are perfect young people, perfect looking young people, perfect bodies, perfect health, wonderful vehicles, and all the money they need in order to do this lifestyle and build it into a business. Richard and I love them. They're great. I get more entertainment value out of it than I do anything, because I sit there and I remember when I was young, and it actually depresses me a little, but that's all right. I remember those.
Think of it this way. Think that they are going to look like us one day. And turn that around.
I can't even fathom it. I just can't see it. And then there's another one we watch. Richard, what's the name of that channel? Yes, you do. The other young couple. And we love them. And so, and the other couple, if Richard can think of it, because I've lost it in my head, he can type it in. They just remodeled an RV. See, those, I'm not going to tell their stories, but Trent and Allie.
I was watching them. And another one is Alicia English, I think is her name. She does a lot of DIY stuff.
Well, it's good to watch. So I think it's good to watch them, because if it's something I'm interested in, because in Trent and Allie's case, they just remodeled an RV on the inside, a trailer, but they are also building a tiny house of their own. We're never going to do that. But I got to watch how they redid that RV, and we will be getting an RV of some sort. And I know already I want to take out the table, the little place where you sit, the booth. We will not have a booth, because I want that to be a table, or excuse me, I want that to be a desk. And also we'll be able to eat at it. But so I watched them do it. I know it's doable, and we won't destroy an RV in the way. Let's see what other people are saying for a second. Fordman Kenneth. Oh, he also, I want to post this. Fordman, he got good grades on his final or midterm. Here we go.
Congratulations, Kenneth.
Yep. And he got an A in the class. And that's not an easy thing to do in any kind of education. So congratulations to you, Kenneth.
So Justin and Christina said, I think everyone should do whatever they want and then help people out if they have time. I feel guilty if I don't watch. Like, I feel like I have to make time. And then, but I've actually heard, you know, a good friend of mine said they will not watch the big channels because, you know, and then you hear people in our community say like, okay, so these people are already monetized, but yet they still stay with us and they still come and they're thanking them for that. And I'm thinking, what kind of person would you be if you didn't? Like, are you here? Are you here just to get your 1,000 and just to get monetized? And then you're going to say, bye, y'all. I used you and I'm done with you. Like, who would do that?
Yeah, I agree with you. I'm not. So I know that I've come to really care about people in this community. Okay. And I can't wait to meet almost everybody. There's really nobody I don't want to meet, you know, and I've got people here in Oregon. I really like you guys. And so I would never, personally, I would never do that. You know, and it would be sad if people didn't, if I ever get to the point where I'm any bigger, that people wouldn't watch me because I'm bigger, you know? I mean, I don't understand that.
Yeah, I would hope that I would never, I mean, look at Box Van D and she still comes in and goes to everything. And like,
yes,
I would hope that nobody in our community would ever do that. That they would say, okay, I'm done with you. You got me where I wanted to be. And now I'm done.
Right. Right.
I mean, I think these are just real people and they're good people.
Yes.
You know, and I just, when I hear somebody say that, I think, wow, would somebody really do that?
Yes. There are people, and I can kind of, you know, I've seen, I can't think of anybody in the immediate kind of community that we both kind of roam around in, that I feel that way about, but out there, I have seen, some channels that really are just about me, so to speak, and maybe have forgotten that they got there on the backs of other people. And that's how we do it. You know, we learn from one another. It's kind of like, I'm just going to use this example. So,
you're welcome, Kenneth.
So in my recovery life, I learned how to not drink from other people, other women and other men, but mainly women that worked with me, taught me how to not drink, first of all, and then how to live life as an adult, how to be a grown-up, how to not be dependent on other people, how to do certain things. Okay, so other people who had gone before me trained me and taught me and gave me a hand up. So I, in turn, over the last 37 years, 25 that I've been sober, I've done the same thing for other women and some men, you know, because you don't not help other people, but generally speaking, women work with women in my recovery life. And so it's one hand helping the other, you know, one person helping the person coming up behind. This to me is exactly the same model. So people who are already out on the road, those that are living nomad life, that's what I want to be living next year. They're teaching me how to do it because they've made the mistakes. They have had the successes. They have, they're giving me support, and I give them support just because we always will need those thumbs up. Apparently, that's what I've been told anyways. Maybe someone's lied to me, but my understanding is, you know, YouTube looks at things like those thumbs up and the thumbs down.
Hi, Victoria.
Hi, Victoria. Yeah. Thank you, Vicki.
You know, just like today, like Gary said to Bob Wells about the Jackery, about the power station thing. And, you know, and Gary was thinking, because we keep seeing everybody talking about these Jackeries and how great they are. And then Bob Wells comes in from experience and says, hey, but have you thought about this? Yeah. If that breaks, you're out and you've got to wait for a new one, or you've got to buy a new one, you know, or you got to wait for a repair, where if you buy the solar panels, you can be back in business tomorrow. So that's something that's from experience. So he's got he's got a lot of knowledge, and
Right.
I haven't agreed with him and some stuff that he says because he gets into the political and the religious a little bit. But
Yeah.
as far as RVing, he does tell his opinions out there on that sometimes. But as far as the RVing, he's got a lot of knowledge. He's got a lot of knowledge. I mean, not like RVs like campers, but
yeah,
living the van life and being the nomad and all that.
Yes, and that is that's irreplaceable. See, the knowledge he has is irreplaceable knowledge. I don't know. That's so. Do I sound like I'm yelling?
No, not at all.
Okay,
But
because
he's got life experience.
He's got life experience. I know that man's story from the beginning. I have watched him since the day we turned the TV on to start watching this stuff. I put in, probably my suspicion is I typed in cheap living and he came up because I remember the day I found him, and then we watched him all day and all night for months, like 6 months. I don't think we watched almost anything else but Bob Wells. So I have seen probably nearly all of his videos. I know that when he got his divorce and he was living in a van, a box van, what prompted him to start this helping people was he was in Anchorage, Alaska, and he looked over, he was getting ready to go to work, and there was a car beside him, and the windows were kind of fogged up, and it was a mom and her couple of kids, and it was freezing cold out. And it hit him, and he needed to help people. And so, that was a defining moment in his life, and everybody will have defining moments in other ways for different reasons. But I had a defining moment in my life about why I wanted to do this. And so I'm looking to people like Bob Wells, like Box, who I met. See, I say met. I haven't met her, but how I ran across Box Van D watching Bob Wells. That's where I met her. It was on Bob Wells' Cheap RV Living when he did an interview, all of her interviews. I've seen her firsthand in all those interviews. And I thought, my gosh, if that lady, can go out and do this, certainly Richard and I can do this. It's a doable thing. Yeah. And so, and then from her, Blue Wave Bob, and then the rest of you. And that is exactly the lineage. My genesis of finding you, for instance, Doreen, Bob, Box Van D, Blue Wave Bob, and Doreen.
And Blue Wave and Box Van D and Aron and the ones that have a lot of subscribers. They're just people. I mean, I don't think they're ever gonna walk away from a group. You know what I mean? I think they're here to help. Like I've seen Bob from Blue Wave when Lynn the Okie had 2 or 3 people in her chats, and he would say, hey, this time she's on and we're all going to raid her show, and let's all go over there and let's do it. And he didn't have to do that.
No.
But, he wants to help the community grow. And I think that's how these people are. So I can't imagine, I guess they're out there that would say, hey, I'm done with you. I used you.
Oh, yeah.
I just can't imagine anyone in our community doing that.
I can't either.
I would hope that none of them would.
No, we may get sidetracked. Now, I got sidetracked for about 3 weeks when I was one of those people making a hard push to that first 1,000 friends. And it was one of my character defects is I get obsessed with something I really like, and I will get obsessed with it. And I liked seeing those numbers. I like boom, boom. It's like, oh my gosh. Yeah. But it took up time, and there were days, and this is a sad example. So I am a sad example of what not to do. There were some days during the week when I didn't even get out of my pajamas all day long because I just couldn't take myself away from my phone and making those connections. And that is not the ideal way to be doing this, I don't believe.
You know what, though? I've noticed if I go into a channel that's, going to say this without pinning anybody down. But if I go into a channel where they're like, hey, go check out this channel, and then everybody sub, and let's help them grow. Let's get them to the next number. I don't want to go there anymore because for one thing, they don't stick. And for another thing, when I'm in there and they're saying, okay, wait a minute. It's RV Ashes. Please remember that all you know about the YouTubers that you don't know personally is what they want to show you about their lives. And who
that's true, 110%.
And not who they may be in real life. So, but I find that like when they're saying, okay, let's go check out this channel, and I'll go and check out the channel, and then I might subscribe to them, but then I go back afterwards and I look at it and think, I don't want to be subscribed to them. I'm not going to watch their videos. Nothing, personal against them. But if I'm not going to watch their videos, it doesn't help their channel. So I kind of feel like I would rather people come because they want to and not because they're told to. So you do pick up a couple subs from that, but I don't know if they stick. I don't know if they stay because they have completely wildly different interests than you. Some of them. And, I don't think they're going to watch my videos. So I would rather people subscribe that really want to be there.
So can I tell you my experience? I've had some experience with that now. So I have went to some of the channels that are connection channels, I'll call them, because we're all a sub channel. If people are watching our videos, they're probably looking to see who's in our chats and and making connections through all of that. Some do it more, some do it very directly, and that's what they're known for. I don't necessarily want to be known for that, but like tonight, Gina's a great example. Since we all know Gina, and I think all of us adore Gina, that is a grow night at the very least. But it's done in the right way. Now, you give people the opportunity to look at a channel. You put a channel up there. You're looking at it, talking about it, and giving people the opportunity to subscribe to them, or not. Now, there's people who, like on a different one that I've been to, there's some people I did not subscribe to. And, you're encouraged to, just like that, encouraged to go there. And I look and I see, is this somebody that I'm interested in what they're doing or not? Or do I think I'm just going to get a subscriber? I guarantee you I did that, and it doesn't work. It's not helpful, and we will lose them.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like it's kind of like I'm succumbing to peer pressure, and I go and I click on it, and then I was like, wait a minute, she doesn't even speak English. What am I doing here? And Kaylee, I see what she said. I do subscribe to channels that I don't have time to watch just to help them because the number of subscribers attracts more income. What I've been told, Kaylee, is that if you don't watch their video, YouTube is going to purge you out anyway.
Right.
So you're not really helping their channel because they have a subscriber but not a viewer. And the viewer is what they say helps them the most. So
that's 100% true. And what I've gotten out of some of those channels is real viewers, and they will watch videos. They come to live streams, and I have weeded out one that just came to get their jacket, if you know what I'm talking about, so they can drop their own link. And I told them right up front on here that we don't do that. And that's the first time I got a thumbs down. And I'm fairly certain it was that person, and that's okay. I mean, I didn't even take it well, I cried, but I didn't take it personal when I realized what it probably was. I did.
If you cried, you took it personally.
I did. I cried, and then I thought it through.
Down is interaction, and the YouTube likes interaction.
Yes.
So this is just what I'm told. If we just click on that subscribe button and we don't watch their videos, YouTube doesn't like it, and we're not helping them. They're not going to recommend that channel out if it's not getting views. True. That's what I was told.
So here's something to think about, and maybe Justin and Christina have the answer. And if there's anybody else who'd like to come up and chat, I believe this is a 2-hour time slot. I'm going to try and fill as much of that as I can for them.
I need to go because it's like 11 o'clock here.
I know, honey. Well,
I'm going to sign off.
I'm grateful that you came up. You brought up some good points, some things to think about. And that's what this kind of night is about, is looking at our channels, for me, thinking about what matters and how, how I'm doing this. But thank you. And I'm sure I'll see you again.
I was trying to get myself back because I'm like, watch YouTube, watch YouTube, watch YouTube. And the last couple of days, I've just been thinking about it a lot. I want to get back to just like watching what I want to watch.
Yeah.
And not feeling this guilt and obligation. But I am like you. Now, I have started in the last couple of weeks. If somebody watches my video and comments, I do go over and check out their channel. So like today I got a new subscriber and his entire channel is hiking. The whole thing. I don't hike. I have no interest in hiking. I don't want to watch videos about hiking. But I went over, I watched, his latest video was like 7 minutes and something. So I watched it and I left a comment and then I'm done, and I won't subscribe because I'm not interested. But I have started doing that. But there was one that I went over and it was, I don't even remember what it was. It was something, I think there were foreigners or something, but it was nothing. I didn't even want to watch one video. So I didn't.
Well, let me tell you,
I gave myself permission to not watch a video.
Right.
Because you get this obligation feeling. And it's like James said, like he watches, if you watch his videos, he'll go watch yours. And but we don't know unless they leave a comment. So it's very important to leave a comment. Yep. And if they leave a comment that they didn't even watch the video, they're just leaving a comment. And, they might say, and come check out my channel. And I just say, thank you for watching. And we're done. So I do always reply back, even if it's just thank you.
Yeah. So one of the things I've done, and this may sound weird to you, and so I used to be able to hike. I loved hiking. I'll never be able to do what I used to do. My mobility is compromised tremendously. And if we go somewhere, like if we're going to go and walk down a trail at all, even if it's cement, I have to now take my walker. It's horrible to have I have nerve damage that I cannot overcome because it's nerve damage in my legs. And so I have to use a walker. So I loved to hike, and I will subscribe to a hiking channel because, by the way, I love to look at the nature that these people get to see. And there are by the way, some foreigners that I watch their stuff. It is the cooking channels, because especially if they put up a recipe, I will, I know what
it's in a different language.
And so sometimes it's in a different language, but guess what? Food is a universal language. And I can see when they're chopping up an onion, or they're chopping up a green onion, or they're putting in, they're doing a steak, or they're doing a piece of seafood. I've seen some of the best seafood be made on some of the Filipino channels. And I don't speak their language, but I speak the food language. And so but if it were just something about nothing I was interested in, no, I would not,
Yeah, so these are still things that you're interested in, like Lori's Crochet Corner.
Oh, yes.
I don't crochet. I don't want to watch somebody crochet. But I subscribe to her channel because I go to her live streams. She runs a nice, clean chat. There's nothing going on in her chats. And they're nice people. And I go over there and sometimes I visit in her live streams. But, her videos, she puts videos about her dachshunds. I'll watch those. But, if it was because I've had dachshunds. But if somebody, was just sitting there and crocheting or sitting there knitting, it's not something I'm interested in. So it still has to be something I'm interested in for me to watch.
Absolutely.
So I'm trying to kind of stay on the RV spectrum here. You know what I mean? Because that's more of and I do watch a needlework channel. I watch Teresa Kogut, Creative Whims, because she does punch needle and I do punch needle. So
I do have to choose different things. Like there's days when I have to choose, am I going to watch a video of someone that has never seen any of my videos, or the 3 people that watch me on a regular basis. I mean, I'm just saying that as an example. If there's someone, if I only have 2 hours to do my work, and this is, in essence, this is some work, if I am going to make a commitment to you that I'm going to be a partner on your channel, I have to make time, to go view. And sometimes what I do is I'll watch 2 or 3 at a time, because I know I won't be back for a while. Because if I got 1,200 people now that are friends, and I want to be a real friend to everybody, I can't even watch 1,000 in a week. None of us can.
Yeah, we can't watch every single video, but
no.
Yeah. So I'm going to sign off. I'm going to leave you running. Okay. I'm going to take the dog.
Oops. I'm sorry, Doreen. Go ahead.
No, you're good. So did you find that button that says stop cam?
I see the one that says remove.
So you're seeing a different screen that I see. Mine, okay, so the bottom left says mute, and then it says stop cam, and then it says cam/mic, and then share screen.
I do see. It says stop mic cam.
Okay, so try that. Okay, that took you off. Nope, not that one. Go back. Can you restart your cam? She took herself off. Come back. Okay, that wasn't it. So there's one that you do that just puts up your little picture.
Huh. I'm just not seeing it, but I'll find it.
Are you on StreamYard?
Yes, I'm on StreamYard. Yep.
Do you see a mute button?
I see a mute mic.
Okay.
And we saw that it just mutes my mic. Okay. And then I've got 3 little dots next to that, and it says edit name, edit audio avatar, and then below that is stop mic/cam. Okay. Oh, there's my friend Patty Woods just popped into the stream.
What was the last one that you said?
Stop mic/cam, and that's how I kicked myself out of the stream a second ago.
Oh, okay. Because mine says stop cam, and if I hit that, it puts the avatar up.
I don't know. I'm going to be working with Teresa next week. She's going to help me with my channel, do the overlays. She's going to give me some help. And so I'll have her help me figure that out too. But thank you for coming up. And I've got the link dropped in the chat. Do you want me to remove you now?
I'll take off. See ya.
Okay. Bye-bye. If there's anybody else, thank you, Patty, for dropping by. If there's anybody else who would like to come up, maybe Justin and Christina, one of you might like to come up and chat with us, because you also are the big kids in the room about this stuff that I've been talking about tonight. So what I talked about was deciding about our channels. It's the very beginning. I kind of went back to beginning stuff, and my bangs are driving me crazy. Ugh. Don't you hate that when that happens? Something visual. I'm a visual person, and this is, oh God. So anyways, I'm not a crazy person. I'm just a visual person. And so it was, deciding what's the reason that why I'm on here. And I've been watching a woman named Gillian Perkins, and either we come on because we get a channel going we start watching. I had a YouTube channel for a lot of years, and I didn't have it to do anything like this with it. And then the idea of going full-time nomad popped up. And so then we developed this channel. And Patty is one of my personal friends here at home. I know Patty very well, and she is a buddy. You haven't had a haircut since January. I would have lost my mind. You know me, Patty. You know me. It would have been unconscionable. I have my haircuts paid ahead of time. That's how anal I am about haircuts. And so anyways, so one of the 3 reasons is because we're passionate about an issue or something. There's people who get, lots of different reasons start a YouTube channel. To make connections with other people is another reason. Sometimes people just need that connection, and this seems like a good way to do it. And then there's eventually, or maybe even in the beginning, some people see it as a potential income down the road. And what I think most people don't realize is that income in any major amount does not start for a while. And this woman, Gillian Perkins, that I've watched her videos, she's about growing. Thank you, Kaylee. She's about growing, not just about growing channels, but learning how to start and develop a YouTube channel. And that's, the bottom line. And growing is one of those things eventually. So, and then the reasons that I talked about tonight were what I just shared, being clear about it and having a focused channel as possible, as focused a channel as possible. However, for instance, when I use my channel as a, good night, Margie. I appreciate that you came by tonight. I really, really do. Thank you so much. And again, if anybody wants to come up, I am more than happy to share the screen. Just grab the link and run on up here. And so being clear about why we're doing it. However, within that clarity, mine is becoming a nomad. So primarily I've got vans, RV stuff, van life stuff, a variety of people within that whole community, because they're a different group of people, very different group of people. And then to, what is the next thing? It is, brainstorming a bunch of ideas. What's some ideas? And before I ever saw this on her channel, I intuitively knew that we needed to have some. Fordman, Kennethoaks. Oh, this is one of my favorite people is coming up. Thank you. Hi, Kenneth. How are you doing?
Doing all right. About yourself?
I'm doing very well tonight. I'm actually better than I normally am. Normally at this time of night, I'm in bed, half asleep. My eyes are blurry. I look like crap. But I'm glad to be here with you tonight. And I'm very happy for your A in mechanics or whatever class that was.
Auto mechanics. It's powertrains and alignment and brake.
Wow. I think it's amazing that you're doing this. You've had some obstacles, and you are an overcomer of obstacles.
Yes, thank you.
You're a young man, you should be very proud of yourself, Kenneth. So
I know it's something that I've always wanted to do, and I'm finally getting to where I actually get to enjoy something that I've always wanted to do. So,
and good.
And I've only got after this semester, I've only got 3 more classes left. So
really,
and
then you'll be a mechanic.
And then the next step is to hopefully find a job in the field.
Absolutely. Do they put you out in any kind of apprentice situation when you're learning, like an internship?
No, actually, my professor has told me and the whole class as a whole that if we do everything that we are supposed to do in these classes that we're taking and do everything. Thanks, Victoria. And anyway, he told us, he said, we shouldn't have any issues when we go out into the real work world. We shouldn't have any issues of finding a job. So,
well, that's good to know. Because I'm sure there's always, that's a field, there's always need for mechanics. You know, there's always cars. There's always going to be a need to be fixed. So Justin and Christina, being consistent, regular, and clear about what your channel is about are very important things to grow your channel and attract the right subscribers for your content. Absolutely. That's true. Very true.
That's
It's
one of the
key.
reasons why I wanted to start my own YouTube channel is to put out our mechanic videos on how to do certain things on your vehicle to repair your vehicle. Because I know that most people when they want to learn how to work on a vehicle, they usually just go to YouTube and search it up on YouTube.
Sure. Oh yeah. That's what I was just telling Richard. He needs to take a look at our water faucet. It's one of those that you pull out, you know, it's got a cord, it's inside of the water faucet and you can hold it. And so it's loose. Our whole water faucet's loose. And Richard put it in a couple years ago and has forgot about how to do it. I said, well, you just will need to look at a YouTube thing about it and it'll refresh your mind. So and Kaylee says she wishes they would find internships than a job. So that's in the college coursework that I did, the programs that I've been in, it was required from like the first term. We had to go do internships and get our feet into the community that we were trying to get eventually hired in. So have you talked to any garages about working for them once you're done?
Not yet. I have tried before I started going to college. I tried to see if I could get some hands-on experience. Just getting my foot in the door to see what I could do and see what it'd be like, but nobody would even give me the opportunity because of the liability and insurance issue.
So, okay, so how are you going to overcome that even though you have a certificate?
I'm not sure, and another reason why a lot of these garages and stuff would not hire me was because I did not have any experience beforehand. Because when I went and tried to apply for other different jobs, like for a fast food restaurant or a grocery store, when I went for interviews, they've asked me. They've said, how much of experience have you had in this field? And I've had to say, well, I've not had any because it's my first job, and I've not had any experience. And they're like, well, we're sorry. We'd like to hire you, but we can't use you because you don't have any experience, and
even
because
even fast food places,
even fast food, yeah.
Well,
and I'm like,
that's because
you gotta start somewhere.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah. I suspect some of them are trying to get around hiring you because you're other abled. You know, you have other abilities. Hello, Aron Jemison. Thank you for coming by. I'm filling in for Whoa Nellie tonight. We talked about some about starting channels and some of the issues involved. Kind of went back to basics, and I hear some feedback a little bit, but so it concerns me for you, Kenneth, that when you say that I just feel concerned that there might be possibility that you're being discriminated against because you're other abled. And do you have like a case manager, that works with you for any reason,
Well,
for disabilities or anything?
I'm in this program. I've been with this one program called vocational rehabilitation.
Yes.
But they're no good.
Okay.
They've actually run into the same issue that I've run into about.
Well, they should be standing up for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, they should be standing up for you. It's just my opinion. I have a little training, and they should be standing up for you, is all I can say. If I was your vocational rehabilitation counselor, I would be definitely out there working on your behalf to find somebody who would work with you, to help you get started. It really is frustrating to me to hear that. It saddens me, is what it does, because you deserve to be given a shot, and if it proves problematic, you'll know.
Mm-hmm.
You'll know. You don't want to be, having trouble any more than anybody else does.
Mm-hmm.
Just don't let them off the hook. Let's see, Aron Jemison, Fordman, aka Kennethoaks, get into the IT field and work from home. It is a great field for someone who, it's hard to discriminate against people if they're working from home, and IT is something, the internet technology is something that always will be needed. I mean, seriously, we're in a community where, you're right on the target there, Aron. Do you like anything about internet technology?
Well, I don't really know much about it that enough to see. I've not been big on like computers. See, I had to take a typing course in middle school, and I was no good at typing.
Me neither.
And we I barely passed that class. And most jobs that I tried to apply for, they still want you to be able to type so many words per minute and answer the phones and answer the phones and do like multitask like 3 or 4 times, and that I'm not one that's that quick.
Well, so IT, internet technology, you would go to school and get trained just like you're doing with mechanics. If it turns out, if there's ends up being a problem for you, hired. Then so I want to say hi to Box Van D and Tise Rosales. Thank you guys for stopping in here. And Box Van D, no problem, honey. I figured you were busy, but I thought I would ask anyways. I think Aron is right that if you have even an inkling, you might research it on your computer at some time. What kind of work from home? Is there something on that because it's given, I'm hearing feedback. Just
no,
a second.
all I have is YouTube. I mean, I'm sorry, StreamYard.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
You might do some research and see if there's internet technology jobs that you might like. No, Tise Rosales, I'm chatting with somebody right now, and hang out. Why don't you write something about what your channel is about? and drop the line about what your channel is. That would be a good place to start. So that would be an idea. Finishing up what you're doing because you really want to do it. And you know, it took me a long time to figure out what I really liked doing. You know, I'm 58 years old. I'm not a kid, and I started out doing something I thought I liked to do, counseling recovering addicts, alcoholics. And as it turned out, I'm way too emotionally attached to people like that have that issue. And so it wasn't good for me. Because it's painful business to be in, because it just was painful business to be in for me. Now there's people who do great at it. I did the job well, but personally, interpersonally, it affected me emotionally. And so it's not a career for me. I found another way to work with addict and alcoholics that I like to do. But I was very good at selling real estate, working for sellers, or excuse me, working for buyers, because I love helping people. So I got another job where helping people was the primary thing I was doing, pairing people up with the perfect is who? No, he's not drunk. I was just using, he is learning to be a mechanic, T.C. Rosales. And I was just explaining something. And I think that, so anyways,
I was wondering if that might be
I think it got confused. So
okay.
Kaylee is explaining RV subject. So TZ Rosales, why don't you drop a comment about what your channel's about? That would be a great place where we could get to know you a little bit. No, Aron, it's not. So anyways, maybe you could find something you like. If you find out that it's going to be hard to get or nobody's going to hire you, which would piss me off personally. Excuse for the bad language. All right. Yeah. It's the first time I've cussed all day. It would piss me off if somebody messed with you in that way, because you should be given a fair shot at doing the job. And then if you can't do the job, then it can be dealt with. But I actually get, my blood boils because I'm trained to help people. And when I see somebody like you who really wants to do something, it's hard to watch. You should get the chance and then come to terms with it if you can't do the job. I think you're a good guy, and people would be lucky. Somebody would be lucky to have a young man like you, Kenneth. That's just what I think.
It actually took me. It actually took me 7 years to actually get where I'm at right now.
I know.
Because even when I tried to apply for college back when I graduated in 2013. I tried to get on with that Tennessee Promise.
I don't know what that is. Tennessee Promise.
Tennessee Promise is where you can go to any school for 2 years for free. And but I just kept getting that I kept getting the runaround, and I just kept getting turned away. Because that they said that they said they were overbooked or something. They just kept giving me the runaround. They told me to check back. Well, I kept checking back. Well, I kept getting the same same thing over and over again.
Uh-huh.
Finally, I got a hold of the right person, and she let me get to where I'm at now. So
Good. I'm sorry, I got a little tickle right there in my throat. So I wanted to back up here for a second. TZ Rosales is a channel. I believe she sings. I went to look at your channel real quickly, and I remember that you sing. Put a little note up there if that's what you do, because I think that is what you do. All right, so RVDJ, I dropped a link down in the chat, and you could come up and chat with me and Kenneth and share your experience with some of these things that I talked about tonight. Box Van D, if you want to come up, we'd love to have you. I'll just quickly go through what we were talking about. I've been watching a woman on YouTube that's got about 100,000, over 100,000 friends, and she's about how to develop a YouTube channel. Really nice young woman. And she identifies kind of three things that people get started in this for. Passion about something. There's just something you got to tell the world, or be connected into. Also connecting with people. There's some people who the reason they get started in this is connections. And then people who might think there's a career in it for them. And she now sees a career in it. She's got 100,000 subscribers. And so it is a career. So it is a good career. She loves it. Very happy. And then some of the things in the building process to pay attention to, which you've already done, you don't need to know none of this, but was to be clear about what value you have for other people. Is there a value? Is it entertainment? Do you have something you can teach people? Is it just exchange of community? Brainstorming. Another thing she says that we need to do, ideally, is brainstorm. She says 100 different 100 different. Give me a thumbs up if you're ready, D. Okay, I'm going to bring D up first, Sonia. That's all right. Hi, D. And then I'm going to bring Sonia up. So we've got a full house here, and I'm going to see if I can arrange this differently. I don't see a way to do that. So
you should be able to click on the last square at the bottom of your. There you go.
Okay, we're all got a square. I know how to do it. So anyways, D, what we were just talking about, these kind of ideas that this woman has, that I've been listening to, because I want to learn this as a business, because I would like this to be a business. It's not why I got into it. And I know that that's a long ways down the road. Right now, I just enjoy it. You guys, I just like meeting you all and finding out, the NDT show. Thank you for coming by. I'm very, very appreciative. I'm filling in for Whoa Nellie tonight. And then another thing was choosing equipment. We all got phones. It's a kind of a no-brainer. And one of the other things that's important, I think, is the scheduling of our uploads and our if we're going to do live streams, in which I've got the live streams Monday and Thursday. I'm adding one on Sunday in the afternoon before you, and then filling in when I can, because this is the first time someone's asked me to fill in. It was really cool. It felt really nice, actually, for her to ask me. So anyways, what are you up to tonight?
I've been working like crazy on my van. I worked all day. I've been doing that for 2 weeks, over 2 weeks, going on 2.5 weeks. I made a lot of progress. Tomorrow I'm going to try to do some video and maybe upload it on Saturday. We'll see. I got my refrigerator in. I got my little Alpha-Cool freezer in. I cut up the the counter for my sink today. I'm going to be putting in the faucet tomorrow. I showed some things I did on my last video, but today I had to, it's terrible. With me, everything is do over or do 2 or 3 times. Okay. So I had all the cabinet, the countertop in, and my fridge cabinet in. The problem was my counter was not level.
Yeah.
And it was hooked to the fridge cabinet.
Oh.
So I had to get a little table to pull out the fridge by myself, drag it over almost the same level, sit it on this little outdoor table, and work in about a 1 foot space to squeeze in there to undo all the screws. Oh, it's crazy. I pretty much had to undo everything I did on the kitchen counter, but I got it done today. So it's perfect. It's level. It's done. Oh my gosh. So everything, like I say, is do-over. I have to do everything twice because I never seem to get it right the first time. It's crazy. Okay, that's a.
Oh no, I was just saying bye to my friend.
No, but I think that's not why you asked me up here. So you were talking about developing channels. I don't know how much I can add to this. I don't worry about developing my channel, really. I just do what I do. That's pretty much, I just do what I do. The reason I got into it is to help others, to inspire others. I was never going to do a YouTube channel. And apparently I have inspired a lot of people. I get comments every single day and emails every single day from people that say I give them a reason to go on, that I inspired them to do more, to get out there, to make changes, to realize they can do things that they didn't think they could do. So I guess I'm accomplishing my purpose. I'm growing fast. I'm still growing. I had 7,000 on last Sunday on my live stream. I have now almost 7,300 subscribers. I get new ones every day, but I also lose some. But
that's part of the journey.
Yeah, everybody does. Everybody. I don't think people should get so upset about the numbers. The bottom line is the numbers will come. Okay. And Aron Rv he has a big channel. It took a long time, didn't it?
I'm not a big channel.
Well, okay, you have 10,000.
You're going to catch me by I'd say by May. You're going to catch me.
You have 10K.
Okay, you're going to be right there.
To me, that's a bigger channel for me for sure.
Yeah.
But I'm working on it. But like I said, I don't worry about so much about the numbers. Really, I worry about the message.
Yes.
To me, it's more about the message. I'm not technical. I don't even edit half of my videos because I don't know how to do good editing. And I can't even make a good thumbnail.
That's what you got me for, D. That's why you got people like me. All you got to do is say, help me with a thumbnail, and I'll help you with a thumbnail.
Aron, one thumbnail I can do. I just need, for me, okay, it's very hard for me to ask anybody to do anything because they can't just tell me. They can't just tell me. I can't do text back and forth and email. I don't get it. I have to be on the phone with hands on, right? Or somebody right next to me to learn. I don't learn just hearing it. I mean, I have to do it. I'm one of those tactile persons.
Yeah.
I know. And I've told you before, if you were closer, I'd come help you with that build. I'd come help you and teach you some of this stuff.
And I do believe that. I have so many people that said that, and I do believe that. There's a lot of people that offered to learn, and they never responded to my emails. So I don't know. Anyhow, but as far as developing your channel, that's the best thing I can say is just be yourself, do what you do. And if you have something to share, I was compelled to share. I feel compelled to share about lots of different things, whatever my struggles. I didn't really need to tell the whole world my entire life story, but I did. And that Daydream did an interview with Bob Wells this morning. Bob Wells, his channel, actually what inspired me the most to be confident as a nomad. Okay. But as far as the channel goes, the YouTube stuff, I don't know. I don't know who inspires me the most for YouTube. I don't think, as far as learning process, I don't know. I know Aron knows a lot. I should really call him, and I should connect with you, Aron. I'm just afraid to ask. You've
got my email. You've got my phone number.
Phone number. I do, but I never know when to call either.
Just call. If if I'm busy, I'll tell you. I'll call you back when I'm not busy.
Yeah.
But it's going to get harder here because we're going to Florida in a couple of weeks, so it's going to be even more of a gap.
Right, that's true.
But
I mean, I don't know what I want to do. That's the biggest problem. I don't know what I need to know. I need to know everything.
There's a soda out there. Would you bring one?
And you can't learn it all overnight either.
No, I can't. But I am learning.
If I could send you a text message with an attachment and download all that stuff to it and send it to you right today, I would do it. Right. But I believe
you. I believe you. Well, the thing is, I also believe I should do my best first before I ask, okay? So I do. I go on YouTube. I do a lot of research. I learn one little tiny thing at a time, okay? And then I forget it. I forget how I did it. I can't even manage Facebook or Instagram or, I don't.
That's why I have one of these. I have a book, and I write down how to do things so that I learn how to, so I can remember.
So do I have.
I mean,
I have 15 books. I can't go through all the pages to find where I put the notes. I thought, okay, I need one book for editing, one book for how to do different things like that, one book for emails and phone numbers. I need 15 books just to keep track of everything.
Just save the link to the video you watched, and if you forget, you just go back to it. I've got the same thing on mine.
Well, I do that.
What I do is I've been putting those videos, so I put them in watch later. Even if I've watched it, I know that for myself, that particular group of videos is stuff that there's a reason I've saved it.
Well, what I do is I create a private playlist.
Yes, yeah.
I have a private playlist with that saved the videos I think I need to go back to, but I forget I have it.
Yeah.
And I don't have time.
I know it's there because I still save videos. So Sonia, is there any, you listen to all the stuff I talked about tonight, and some of it you may have heard, and some of it just like, I've already know this stuff. So do you have any?
Say hello, RVDJ. DJ.
Hello, Box Fan D. Nice to meet you.
Hi, Kenneth.
Do you have any?
Kenneth is sporting that new haircut.
I know.
Thank you.
Go ahead,
Sonia, you got any ideas?
What did you ask me, Lucretia?
Oh, I just asked if you had any ideas.
Okay.
I am a teeny tiny baby little infant channel at the moment. So
yeah.
And this is the best time to learn how to do all of this stuff.
Yes.
Yep.
I've learned how to edit, so I'm getting better at that. But for those that are in the chat that don't know about my channel, I own a DJ business, and I DJ at 6 campgrounds down in South Jersey during the summer. So I have my camper at one of the campgrounds on a seasonal site. So I go down on the weekends, do my gigs, stay at the campground, and go home on Sunday. So and that's how I came up with RVDJ, because I have an RV and I'm a DJ, so
Right.
it just worked,
Cool.
So as far as growing, I mean, and I did a lot of research before I made my YouTube. You'll have to excuse me, my eyes are really tired, so I'm kind of like, I did a lot of research before I started my channel to see if there were any other people out there that did the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because if there were, then I was just going to call it a day and forget about it. But I did not find anybody else on YouTube that did the same thing that I did.
Right.
And that can be good, and that can be bad, because now you got your own niche.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're it.
Well, Slow Momentum does do a karaoke show, which is similar, a little bit on YouTube. But the problem is copyright issues.
Right. Right.
But Jerry Holly just took that over. Slow Momentum turned it over to him again.
Oh, he did?
That happened last weekend.
Oh, man. I thought Slow Momentum only came back for a week.
2 weeks.
Okay.
I'm a regular
so
on there.
My videos, I have to, when I do a video of a gig that I'm doing at a certain campground, obviously I have to, overdub the music that I'm playing with royalty-free music.
Right.
And it does take away from it a little bit, I feel. But it is what it is. And there's only one artist that I have permission to use his music. But I haven't done that in the videos yet.
Well, here's another thing. You can, unless you're monetized, I don't think it matters. I think if you're monetized, then they can make.
Well, no, I've gotten a couple of claims where I've accidentally forgotten to lower the volume of the music when I overdub, and they, as minute as it is, they will pick it out.
Wow.
And then, I could post the video, and I kid you not, a half a second later, I get an email that says there's a copyright claim against this video for this song.
Yeah, I get it.
So,
on my own music, but I argue with them, and I always.
I always submit a thing that says, and a couple of times I've had it where they've sent me a claim on royalty-free music that I've used.
Yep,
and I've had to go in and submit a response that said, I have gotten this royalty-free music from this website. And then they'll come back and they'll say, okay, no problem. You're free to use it.
Yeah, I just use the YouTube music, so I don't have a problem.
Well, that's one of the sites that it's happened to me on.
Oh, wow.
It's happened to me too.
I use WeVideo to do my editing, and they got the free music on there. And I've got one, it's not a strike, it's just a claim. And I've got to deal with that.
Yeah. And
sometimes they allow it, but they only allow limited monetization when they do that sometimes. It's a crazy thing.
I found out that the artist of any song, even if it's royalty free one day, the next day they can decide, well, I want to get paid on that music, and they'll flip that around.
They can sign.
Yeah,
if they get signed by somebody, they can go back and get the music that you used on. I've had that happen on videos that were like 3 years old. They come back, and I've had to go back and then go, either do I want to keep this, and I want to have to put different music on it, which covers up all the stuff I was talking about, or do I just get rid of it and make?
I just go back in and I say, hey, at the time I made this video, this music was royalty free, and then royalty free, and they're like, okay, no problem. Cool. Yeah. So. But, that's a little bit of an issue.
I just saw Camping Therapy said that Jerry says no more karaoke.
Oh.
So,
I don't do karaoke, whether it's at a gig or anywhere else, so it doesn't bother me.
Well, so it's a fun time. I haven't been able to go later on Sundays because literally, honest to God, I'm just burned out by Sunday. It's by Sunday night, I'm in bed and I don't even want to think. This is just the last month.
Oh, I'm burned out after my live. I do my live on Sundays, and I'm too tired by the time I'm done. So I like.
Well, to be honest,
I like karaoke. Huh?
Box Vandy, most of the time we don't even know what day of the week it is.
I know.
To be honest, they're all the same. When you live in a camper or live in a camper van or whatever, you lose track of what day it is. Today's what? Oh, okay.
The only day I know what day it is Sunday, because I do my live stream on that day.
Right. So as Aron, there's you being the big boy in the house. Is there anything you can say to us? I mean, that you haven't said already, because we've all watched you, and it does take some. There is a formula. I know there's a formula for success, and even
what works for me may not work for you, may not work for Kenneth, may not work for Box Fan.
Yeah,
it's
true.
And not to say RVDJ doesn't know what she's doing, but it's a process. You got to find what works for you. And once you find what works for you, keep doing it. Because once you start changing it, then people turn off even faster. Because it's like, I'll give you an example. I'm known for doing my DIY stuff, and I want to get out of the DIY stuff because I've done everything I possibly can to my RV now. So now I want to transition more into the day-to-day stuff and like lessons learned and travel videos, because we're camping, we're traveling. And when I start doing videos like that, I lose 25 people in a shot because I put out a different video other than DIY. And it's a rough transition. I could lose 1,000 viewers with one video because it's not the same consistent thing that I'm normally known for.
Maybe gradually move into something, still include some DIY in the same video, and gradually wean them into something else, but a little bit of time.
It's hard to do that.
I know.
A lot of people don't like change. That's what it is.
Well, that's why I say you gotta do what works for you.
Right.
I mean,
my channel's been changed a lot over the winter because my gigs are going to end at the end of October. So
you don't want to be
for content from November 15th to April 1st. Am I going to do a bunch of live streams? Am I going to do a bunch of day stuff? Like it could be anything,
The biggest months for RV channels is May through September.
Right.
And that's because everybody's out there doing it. And then we transition into the winter months and people are off doing Thanksgiving and holidays and all this other stuff with their family. They're not worried about what I'm doing. They're worried about themselves and getting through that situation. Yeah. And then back in May, it starts right back up again. And
there are even channels that take off from holidays. Like another channel I watch is Creativity RV. Robin from Create. I love that lady and the stuff she's written, the books she's written about how to be successful and the finding jobs. I mean, she is like, for me, the go-to person for all of that stuff. Well, she this pop gave me, I have to burp. Oh my God, sorry.
Bubbles.
And so she was like off from November, like Thanksgiving through Christmas last year.
Yeah.
And she's able to do that. So what I learned is that she has videos still. So if a person needs to take some time off, is to get some videos ready to get uploaded while you're gone.
Yeah, I never do that. I just, as I come up with stuff, that's when I put them up.
And I like having that bank. I like having that bank of extra videos.
That's a good idea.
I can just throw it out there. Yeah. For me, like I said before, I've got books. I've got like 3 of these. And that's what I do is come up with video topics.
Right.
I mean, here's one. It's just notes and then more notes and then more scribbles on the back. And that's how I come up with ideas on how to do videos.
Yeah.
And if I run out of something to do, I go back to my book and go, hey, that's a good topic. People are asking me about that. And then I can sit down and add to it and then get an idea what in my mind I want to do to film it.
Mm-hmm.
And then film it, and then you got to do the intros, then you got to do the outros, then you got to do the speakovers.
What is an outro?
Thank you for much. Here's mine. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to watch another video about RV related topics, it's right here. Go ahead and watch that now. Until next time, remember, live simple, live free, and enjoy the ride. That's my outro.
Like an end card? Is that like what it is?
You got your intro. Today's topic is blah blah blah, and then I go into my intro, which is my little 3-second video of Three Tails RV Adventures and RV Living, and then I go right straight into the topic. Or no, then I go into the subscribing thing.
Okay, I guess that's what I could use your help with. Intros and outros.
The outro is usually you talking, and that's the end of it. Thank you for watching this video, and we'll see you next time. That's your outro.
20 seconds for their end card, right?
Well, end cards are a completely different thing. Okay. Well, that I just throw up a random video. It's usually something RV related, a park or an RV sitting, and it just is in the fill, and they got the cards up there, and that's done.
See, I guess I'm confused. I think it's just I don't see the difference. I don't know what.
So let me ask if this clarifies it. So what you do is you have already taped a little piece, a little clip that is ready to go at the end of each one of your videos.
And at the beginning of it. That's an intro and an outro. That's it.
Right. And you just insert it, and then the end card comes after that, I'm assuming.
Right. And that's after I get done saying my thing. Then the end card comes in, and it's whatever, 15 seconds. And it's a random picture like the sun setting or me driving by an RV or an RV pulling out of the park. I mean, it's something related to whatever the topic was.
Put anything in there, just
it's just a filler.
So they can put the end card. Okay.
Right. Some people got the little fancy ones that do all this stuff. I just go with the straight. It's the end of my video. If you want to watch another one, here you go. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah. I keep my stuff short and sweet. I like my videos under 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And most people say, no. You want them 10 minutes or longer.
No, you have to have 8 minutes if you want ads. And that's how only way I can make money on YouTube is people watching the ads. So I have to have an 8-minute video. Otherwise, they won't put the ads.
See, I didn't know that. That's important for me to know. Is that you've got to have a video that's at least 8 minutes in order to get the ads.
But you can check in the monetization portion of your YouTube. You can tell it where to put the ads. You can put it at the beginning of the video and at the end of the video.
And I don't know how to do that either.
And now they've got it so you can put it in the middle of your video.
Right.
But it has to be 10 minutes or longer. Or 12 minutes.
Right.
12 minutes, so you can put it in the center. So you get another chance.
I couldn't do a 5-minute video if my life depended on it. Listen how I talk. It takes me a while just to say a word. That's alone.
But you should see some of my videos. I don't know what it is. I sitting in front of this camera, I don't have a problem. But I feed off of the interaction of other people.
Yeah.
And to stand in front of a camera, it's like and once you figure out how to edit that, you can get rid of all of those.
Yeah.
Which it's where to put the cuts and how to do a transition from my face here to my face here.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what it is. You're just changing your crop, and it looks seamless. And nobody knows
what I want to say here, and then I'll look at the camera and I'll go.
But here's my other trick. Once I get all of my thoughts down, I actually use the notepad in my phone, and here is, I have it all in front of me.
But then you can't see how you look on the camera.
No, but I can look at this and go, okay, for the first thing, I can look, I got my notes right here, and I can go, all right, so what's up, everybody? Aron here, and you're watching Three Tails RV. Today we're going to do this, going to show you how a simple and easy project you can complete in your own RV. So stay tuned. Now I put this down, and I sit in front of the camera and go, what did I just say?
Well,
so then I can go back to it. What's up, everyone? Aron here with Three Tails RV. Okay, I got that part done, and I go on to the next one, and the next one, and the next one, because
you know I use notes. I
know.
and I have to use notes, but I have to see how I'm coming across in the camera. So I can't put the notes in front of me. So I have to look down or look up or something.
But
at the notes.
if you can get yourself to have a thought, hi, my name's Aron, and you're watching Three Tails RV. Pause. And into this video, and then in this video, you got to pause and then go back to your notes and go, we're going to talk about blah, blah, blah. Then when you edit it, you got those pauses. You can stop it, cut, and then where do I go? Okay, now I start talking again. Here's another cut. Delete that out, slide things over, and you do the jump thing with your face. Nobody knows.
See, this guy knows how to do it. I don't.
Nobody knows that you just did your little or because that's what I usually do, because I'm like, I just get this out, get all this nervous energy out.
But that's a lot of editing.
It is, but
and that's
the cutting out and stuff. And
once you learn how to do that, and once you start doing it repeatedly, you'll catch on to it. And they're all the same. Every piece of video editing is exactly the same, because you're taking a piece, you're cutting it down to what you want to use, and you slide it over. You go to the next one, and you cut that down to where you want to use it. You slide it over and start trying to make it seamless, so it doesn't look like you're having your stumbles and fumbles.
Work on that. I think it's a good idea. I need to work on that. I do.
And I got 10,000 subscribers, and I still freeze in front of that stupid camera.
Because what I do is I don't like what I did, okay? So I go
my cell
back
phone that I'm staring at.
And repeat the video. I do the same video 10 times till I'm happy. So I should learn how to edit parts out and pause.
And it'll make your whole process that much smoother.
Oh, I guess so.
There's a channel called Nuffin, Nuffin, Nuffin Edited, and she does not edit her work.
Right.
And she seems to be doing okay. I edit, and I want to do things that I'm just not qualified yet to do, like put a background. I've decided. I've looked at people who's work like Aron and other people who have nice full channels, let's say, rather whatever, if you're a successful channel, Aron,
right.
and D, what do those videos look like? I don't notice anybody doing these backgrounds, these fancy backgrounds behind the picture stuff. And that one time it took me probably 2 extra hours, because I wanted to force a round peg into a square hole, and I was going to force it by will of nature, and I became angry, and I was angry, and I wasn't happy.
Let me show you
do it.
Okay, let me show you my camera system. I have a tripod. I have a camera thing that goes around. It's a case that goes around it. I have a microphone, and I have a cell phone. That is my camera equipment. That's it. Keep it simple. You start adding green screens and lighting and all this and all that and all. It's just going to be hours of setup, and you're going to get frustrated and you quit making videos. If you keep it simple, use simple equipment, worry about your content and not your camera.
Yeah,
you'll do better.
This is my camera right here. This is my camera.
That's mine too. That's it.
That's it. I do have a gimbal, because I shake. I can't hold the camera steady.
That's why you have a tripod. You set it up, and you stand in front of it, and you talk.
Aron, I have one of those. Did you get that at Walmart by any chance, Aron?
You can move
this is Amazon.
Tripod.
All of this is all on Amazon.
You can move the tripod around easily. The gimbal, you can.
I know what you're saying, Dee. I'd like to have a gimbal too. I just haven't gotten to that point. Well, I think what I'm gonna do is I've been on this all day long. I think I'm gonna end this little wonderful session, and thank you guys for coming up here and chatting. Really, I'm very happy, and as Kenneth, thank you for coming up and sharing what's going on with you. And I absolutely enjoy listening to you. So thank you for coming. And RVDJ Sonia, thank you. I appreciate what you have to say, and Dee, absolutely, and Aron, it's the first time I've got to have you up on a panel of mine, so thank you so much. I actually feel like crying. That's how much this all means to me. It is very real.
Everybody's panels. He's on everybody's panel.
that people come together like this and try to help one another, because that's the kind of person that I am, and that's what I want my channel to be able to do.
You know what else you are, Lucretia? You're just like me. You're very emotional, and you express your feelings, and that's not a bad thing.
Passionate.
Yes, I'm passionate about it. It became something I really, really enjoy, and it's it's going to get me to what I want to do, but I actually enjoy this. So anyways, I'm going to say goodnight to you guys, and wish you a good evening, and
good night, everyone.
Thank you for hanging out with us tonight, guys. Thanks so much. Good night.
Take care.
Camping therapy. Just for the record, I am a work camper, and I've also gone through the derecho. I've had AKC, all this other stuff. That's why I haven't put out a video, because I've just been too busy. And at that, good night.
On the broadcast, thank you all. I love y'all. It's family. I know it feels like a family. I'm glad my little sister isn't here, because she gets mad at me when I think of other people as family, but y'all have become a family. And so you guys have a great evening, and I'm hoping to see you on Sunday before D, and I'm looking for a game for us to play. Okay, that's what Sunday is going to be about. All right, have a great evening, and thank you for showing up tonight.